What's up, my friends? Welcome to the floor of my studio space. Do I look like I'm about ready to do some sort of interpretive dance? I feel like that's what it looks like. Anyway, there's a reason I am on the floor, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But before I do, I just want to say, hey, I hope you're doing well. We're in the final leg of our journey together. And I can't believe it. It's November 22nd today. 22nd? I think so. Oh, 4:44. 4:44, my favorite time. Oh my goodness. It's a sign of what? I don't know. For you to decide. Anyway, so yeah, we're rounding the last lap, right, to the finish line. There's some saying that I'm probably butchering that I'm trying to say there. Final stretch, home stretch. So pushing it out to the end. And I probably should be talking about the idea of the final push to the end of the race. But in reality, that's Zizu sneezing outside the door. In reality, that's not how it feels for me right now. Right now, I feel, well, you know what? This is not a race. It never has been a race. It's been a journey. And right now, I'm still really focusing on the present moment and enjoying the journey and embracing the process. I feel like I'm getting better at that in all regards, in both artwork and also life. So I'm going to show you something that I'm working on right here below the screen, and and then I want to read you a quote and a poem. So here we go. Remember that heart painting that I did that I think I had overdone? Well, wait, let me unplug my phone. Well, I decided that I wanted to do even more to it. So if it was overdone before, then I don't know, it's burnt now. No, just kidding. Bad analogy. So this is what I've been doing. I can't pick it up because I'm still in the process of gluing the jewels on, the little gemstones, rhinestones. Basically, I'm bedazzling the crap out of this thing, and it's so much fun. I'm loving it. I've wanted to play with rhinestones for a while now, and I finally decided to just go for it. So that's one of the reasons. And if you look at it, I'll get pictures up on Instagram at some point, but if you look at it, kind of looks like the rhinestones are spilling out of it, right? Or exploding out of it maybe too. So that is an idea, an image that I got in my mind, kind of from two things. So one of the things is the book I read, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I read that back in May or June. Anyway, and she has a thing in it. I'm so articulate today, aren't I? She writes, with regards to creativity, she says it's something to the effect of unearthing the treasures hidden within. So this is kind of about that, and kind of about the idea of creativity. But also it's about when someone shares themselves with you and they open their heart up to you, and you get to appreciate the treasures inside. And so the treasures in this piece are represented by the rhinestones, as cheesy as they are. But anyway, I just thought that was a fun idea, a fun image to play with. And I just really enjoy rhinestones. And this is the kind of thing, you guys, that I wouldn't have been quote unquote allowed to do in my painting courses in college, because number one, they were supposed to be all paint, not mixed media. This is mixed media. But it turns out, this is something that I have discovered through the past couple months is I just really enjoy mixed media, and just having a painting just be a painting, it's like, it just doesn't do it for me. So now I have ideas with other kinds of mixed media that I want to work with in some upcoming paintings. So anyway, so that's where I'm going with that. I'm just having so much fun, like just hot gluing these onto the canvas, and yeah, just enjoy. I mean, that's an example of enjoying the journey. Like I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I like it. That's what matters most, right? So anyway, that's the painting. The other thing I want to share with you is a quote by Lao Tzu, who was kind of, he's known as like the father of Taoism, which is an ancient Eastern religion slash philosophy. I'm not going to say much more about that because I am very much a lay person when it comes to philosophy. I read a lot, but I don't feel like an authority who can really tell you much more than that. But he is attributed to writing the main text of Taoism, which is the Tao Te Ching. Hope I said that right. And I think maybe this quote comes from that, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the quote is, "A good traveler," oh my God, now I'm blanking, hang on. Okay, "A good traveler has no fixed plan and is not intent on arriving." So I thought that was perfect for this challenge, related to this challenge, because it really, once again, focuses our attention on the journey itself, rather than like the end point, the goal, the destination. And I just think it speaks to the idea that in travel and in life, like sometimes we do just need to be open and flexible and bend our itinerary when something catches our interest, or something unexpected happens, So I feel like that's also what this time has been for me, just remaining really open and having like a sense of curiosity and exploration in everything that I do. Kind of also battling with my goal-driven, like task-oriented mind, but I'm like training myself to let go of that a little bit and to just remain open and remain curious and exploring. And also be willing to like change course when something isn't feeling right, like I've done with these check-ins. I started out saying I wanted to do daily check-ins, and after doing that for a little bit, I realized that just wasn't right for me. I didn't want to do it like that anymore, and since obviously this isn't a job, I didn't sign any kind of contract saying I will do daily check-ins, even though my task brain like tried to convince me into feeling guilty to decide not to, but I worked through that craziness, and so yeah, I've just been doing these, when I feel the moment is right, when I feel like I want to and I have something to say, and I think it's been more of a fun ride for me because of that, and it's been authentic and honoring my true desires and not like forcing something that just wasn't feeling right for me. Okay, so that's that. Did I get all my thoughts on that? Hang on. A good traveler has no fixed plan. And I mean, of course, there's something to be said for, having some plan. But I think the key is like not being too rigid in the plan, and is not intent on arriving. Oh yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say about that is I don't feel at all like I'm trying to arrive somewhere right now. Like I feel like I'm completely like just in the current, and if anything, I feel like I'm starting. Like I feel like I have a lot more that I want to do, that I want to keep doing with regard to artwork and the creative practice. So yeah, that quote just really resonated with me. Okay, now I have a poem that I want to share with you. Oh no, did I lose my bookmark? Oh, it's still here. Okay. It's from this book of good poems, so you know it must be good because the title says so. This poem it's actually a bit more like prose, really, but I don't know. What makes a poem a poem? Maybe someone can explain that to me because I'm not really clear on that to begin with. Anyway, this one is called The Life of a Day by Tom Hennon. Like people or dogs, each day is unique and has its own personality quirks, which can easily be seen if you look closely. But there are so few days as compared to people, not to mention dogs, that it would be surprising if a day were not 100 times more interesting than most people. But usually they just pass, mostly unnoticed, unless they are wildly nice, like autumn ones full of red maple trees and hazy sunlight, or if they are grimly awful ones in a winter blizzard that kills the lost traveler and bunches of cattle. For some reason, we like to see days pass, even though most of us claim we don't want to reach our last one for a long time. We examine each day before us with barely a glance and say, no, this isn't the one I've been looking for, and wait in a bored sort of way for the next, when, we are convinced, our lives will start for real. Meanwhile, this day is going by perfectly well adjusted, as some days are, with the right amounts of sunlight and shade, and a light breeze scented with a perfume made from the mixture of fallen apples, corn stubble, dry oak leaves, and the faint odor of last night's meandering skunk. So the part that really spoke to me was these two lines. For some reason, we like to see days pass, even though most of us claim we don't want to reach our last one for a long time. We examine each day before us with barely a glance and say, no, this isn't the one I've been looking for, and wait in a bored sort of way for the next when we are convinced our lives will start for real. So, I mean, how many times have we done that, right? I know I catch myself a lot of times thinking like, well, if only I didn't have to do this today, or if only the weather were different, or, you know, a lot of times for me, like when I'm in the middle of a semester, it's like, well, when I get to the end of the semester, then I'll be able to enjoy, I don't know, decorating for the holidays, or baking something, or a long, unhurried walk, whatever, you know. A lot of times we put things off, or we just think that the conditions aren't right. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if you do this. maybe you don't, but I feel like during this time, I've really had the space in my days to just embrace the simple pleasures of daily life. And I feel like I've gotten really good at being fully present in the moment and just like drinking it in, like getting the most enjoyment out of each day, as simple or, you know, not seemingly special or seemingly unique, but really it's true what the poet says, every day is unique if we look at it closely enough. So that's inspired me, and I wanted to share it with you as it relates to this project, this journey that we've been on together. Okay, I feel like I'm getting sappy now. That's weird. Not weird. I do have a tendency to do that. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna end it there. We'll do probably one final check-in where I'm gonna share with you some of the lessons that I've learned. And yeah, just know that I'm cheering you on. Final stretch. You've got this. We've got this. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the ride. Happy travels, and may the oh my God, I just forgot my line there. Force. May the force or the spirit be with you. I'll talk to you again soon.